Hello students. So today we are going to start with lesson number 2, that is living organism and their life processes. As we all know, there are various organ systems in our body and those systems help for functioning our body parts. The activities which we do, for example, we walk, we talk, we stand, we do various activities which are done with the help of this system. So systems like digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system and nervous system. So these systems are helpful for our body to function our various body parts. This systems requires energy, and this energy which we require, we get it from food. So we know different foodstuffs which we eat daily, and these foods which we intake are also called as components. Those foodstuffs are called as components. These components are carbohydrates, proteins and fats, and these all components are also known as nutrients. So, dear students, nutrients are of two types. First one is macronutrient, second one is micronutrients. Under macronutrients, we can see that our body require these nutrients in more content. We require them with large quantity. For example, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc. So these all nutrients which we have seen in the components of foodstuffs comes under macronutrients. For example, we eat rice, chapati. So this comes under macronutrients. Micronutrients are what? The requirement of micronutrient for a body is in less quantity. For example, vitamins and minerals. Under macronutrients, let us see carbohydrates. Now, what are carbohydrates? Here you can see the major sources of carbohydrates. Cereals, in which wheat, rice, jawar, bajra, ragi and corn are there. Along with the cereals, fruits and vegetables comes under carbohydrate sources. Potato and sweet potatoes also come. Milk and sugar, which we get from chocolate, refined sugar, jaggery and honey. So these all are the sources of carbohydrates. Now dear students, these carbohydrates, when they get breakdown of complex food into simpler form, this process of digestion is comes under breaking down of carbohydrates, which gives glucose. Proteins, when they get digested, they form amino acids, and fats gives fatty acids. And so for obtaining energy, only nutrients are not necessary, but they also require oxygen. So along with those nutrients such as fats, carbohydrates and proteins, we also require oxygen for it. All these foodstuffs and oxygens are transported to cell. So these are transported to cell with the help of circulatory system. So these circulatory systems helps these two things, which are nutrients and oxygen. They are given to cell with the help of this circulatory system. We have learned about the major sources of the carbohydrates. Now, after digestion of these carbohydrates, or after eating the carbohydrates, we get 4 kilocalories energy per gram of carbohydrates. So when we eat 1 gram of carbohydrate, we get 4 kilogram energy. So this kilocalorie is the unit of energy. So this is very important point. You'll have to remember that. Now, next point is living organism and energy production. So we have to learn about this process of how the energy is being produced in the body of that particular organism. Now, under this, some basic parts of human respiratory system have been shown in your textbook, where we have seen about nasal cavity, oral cavity, larynx, trachea, lungs, bronchus, diaphragm, and alveoli. So these are the basic parts in which we see the respiratory system of human. So, in the process of energy production in that particular organism, we have to know how many types of respirations are present. So, there are two types of respiration. First one is body level respiration and second one is cellular respiration. In this first type of respiration, that is body level respiration, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. So for example, a human body, particular person has body level respiration in which we inhale, exhale, where there is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. That is regarding body level respiration. Now, second one is cellular respiration. Cellular means what? This respiration takes place in that particular cell. This is a structure of a cell where there are number of contents like nucleus, mitochondria, such organelles are been present in that cell. Now, how this cellular respiration takes place? Now, first we have to know that there are two types of cellular respiration. First one is aerobic respiration and second one is anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? So aerobic respiration where the energy is produced with the help of oxygen. So energy which is produced in that particular cell, the oxygen is required in that particular production of energy. And in anaerobic respiration, oxygen is not used. So you'll have to remember this point of involvement of oxygen and absence of oxygen in that particular type of respiration. Let us learn about aerobic respiration. Now, dear students, what is aerobic respiration? In this respiration, glucose is oxidized step by step in that cell. So, if we take one particular cell of the body, there glucose is oxidized and oxidation of this glucose gives energy. So, energy is produced in that particular cell in the form of what? In the form of ATP. Now, glucose gets breakdown into simpler form, that is energy in the form of ATP, and this has three steps. First one is glycolysis, second one is Krebs cycle, and third one is ETC reaction. So these three steps comes under aerobic respiration.